So around about this time, while we're studying the Hebrew Israelite um, doctrine or way of life, um, we're married, um, and uh, pretty much I'm learning how to apply the Bible in my life and being a wife of the Bible because I mean, I didn't have any kind of um, I didn't have an example before me. And my first husband, he didn't have an example of a husband, of a father figure. He didn't. I mean, his father was in jail most of his life, so he didn't have an example of a father figure. He was just trying. And the only married couple, successful married couple, and I don't even know if you would call it successful. I would say successful because they stayed together after they got married. I mean, all their life. That was my grandparents. But they were kind of dysfunctional. Like they would argue and go back and forth. And, they didn't even sleep in the same room together. I didn't understand that they had separate rooms. So, I mean, I learned certain roles, from my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandmother, she would cook, clean, run the house. My grandfather, he would work and take care of the house. And so, I mean, I learned how to function in those roles as far as cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the house. But then I learned another role from my mother because my mother was like an independent woman. She worked and she took care of the finances of her house. And because she was abused by my father, you never really saw my mother being like sensitive or anything like that, especially when it came to around being around a man. She had her defenses up. So I learned that also. I learned how to be in the house and cook and clean and take care of the house as a mother. But I also learned how to take care of my own and hold it down from my mother. Um, so around this time, I'm doing the cook, the clean, and the virtuous, learning how to be virtuous. I'm learning, one of the first lessons that God taught me when I got married was and when I got saved, saved and married was not to not to operate in manipulation. That was like my very first Holy Spirit lesson. Like, no manipulation here. You're not able to control the situation to get what you want. You're not able to, because I was big on manipulation. I was big like back then. Like, if he's not saying what I want, forget him. If you're not doing what I want, I don't want to hear you. I mean, I was like spoiled like that. So manipulation was something that I operated heavily in. So that was the first lesson that God taught me. Like, manipulation is witchcraft, it's control. Any control outside of God's control is witchcraft control. Any manipulation, that's manipulation. Manipulation is witchcraft, spirit of Jezebel. So I learned that. So that was like one of the hard lessons. Like, oh no, I can't get my way all the time how I want it. I can't, like, I mean, to come from a place of, I mean, I know how to talk, run swift to get what I want. I know how to fuss, argue to get what I want. I know how to look cute to get what I want. I know how to do a lot of things to get what I want, but you can't do none of that. You, you just gotta simply flat out see if you can have it, and if not, then the answer is don't suck it up. That was some big lessons for me back then. But because I love God, because I wanted to obey Him, I learned the lesson fast. I didn't want to displease God. It wasn't even about the it wasn't big, like huge about the husband. It was more so about God. Like, I remember when I first got filled with the Holy Spirit, and the conviction of God came over me. Like, I went to the my first husband and I just started telling him the truth about a lot of things. Like, I never told you this, and other, or I told you this, but it was not the truth, and I have to tell you the truth because of the Holy Spirit. Like, things that I would never tell somebody, I'm telling you because of the Holy Spirit. So, like, when I got saved for real, it was like, I want to do this thing the right way. Like, when you really saved, you conviction won't let you just lie or hurt people. When you're really saved, The Holy Spirit conviction will just let you lie and hurt people. And even if you make a mistake and lie, if you have the Holy Spirit is going to convict you and make you go back. I mean, there was times when I first got saved, and once you do this, you get so embarrassed you don't want to do it again. But like I lied, and God was like, "Man, you calling people back and telling them the truth because you just lied." I mean, when you do something like I just lied to you, and the Holy Spirit told me to tell you the truth. So Um, here's the truth. When you feel like an idiot, you're not gonna want to do that again. So you're not really gonna be trying to lie. You're gonna think consciously about what you say and how you say.